Yo, 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 yo. What's that word, people? Y'all been asking me to go live? I'm live. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm gonna wait till a couple of y'all get up in here. Let y'all bill in here real quick. Give me a second. I'm live. Let me see how I can fix this. Okay, so no. Not today, sir. Not today, sir. We about to get it all under control today. Finna get it all under control today. Y'all give me a second, man. What's up with you, man? I see you in here. Give me a second. Let me get everything fixed on the back end real quick. And excuse the quality of the stream. I had to start over from scratch, y'all. I got a brand new setup on the way. Right now, I'm on a Chromebook, so you gotta take your hat off to the dedication, man. You're right. Like you gotta take your hat off to the dedication, man. So I'm on a Chromebook right now, but give me like a month, and I promise you the streams are gonna be a lot better. Okay, let's get over here.
Cannot believe what I've seen today. This is going to be a long video, people. Okay, strap in, get ready. All right, it's going to be absolutely wild. I'm going to tell you everything that went down from OTF Jam's testimony day 2, and what you're not ready for, people, is it was a back and forth. Okay, this video I'm going to break down all of my notes. This is the closest thing.
Polo family, Dak Stowe, M1 Music. I appreciate you, fam. I appreciate you, man. Hey, we got to tap in on this situation, though, man. Free Lil Durk, man. Spam the comment section. Free Lil Durk. I feel like Durk about to get off of this, man. Apparently, OTF Jam said that he never even got paid, nor was they even discussing payment. Matter of fact, let me go over to City Nash and get a quick briefing first, if that's okay with y'all. Free Schmirk, man. Free Schmirk, man. Free the voice. Let's get over here and see what Seti Nash is talking about. And yes, I know y'all don't like Seti Nash. I understand. But in my humble opinion, Seti Nash does a pretty damn good job at updates. So give me a second, y'all. Hold on. All right, so according to Seti Nash, it was a female that had something to do with this.
All right, this is going to be a bombshell before it actually comes out, because in the transcript reading, you get to see what the lawyers are talking to the judge about. We don't get to hear it in the back. So it's going to get revealed within that testimony / tell it all jam with the microphone. When he says that, no, Durk didn't put no money on Lil Tim and Quando Rondo's head, yeah, that's true. But later on in that interview, he actually says that there was $650,000 on Quando Rondo's head. So that's going to get revealed later on. They're going to try to sneak in that when Durk said that he lost about $400,000 to $500,000, that's actually about Durk putting money in the streets to buy guns, cars, drugs, all of that stuff. So it's not out right now, but that's what the feds are going to come through when they do their recross of OTF Jam. Now, you can argue that he never specifically says go buy guns and drugs and all that shit, but they talk about the hot cars part. So one would assume as much, but I would have said shit. He said everybody is begging and asking me for money. So you can say, man, he didn't give thousands of dollars, because Jeremy says he increased the payments from $50 to $100 to thousands of dollars while he was in the pen. But I'm just going to tell y'all now, when that drops, there's going to be certain people that's going to think that Lil Durk is cooked. But I don't see it that way. But I guess I'm biased.
All right. So apparently OTF Jam didn't even have a real personal relationship with Lil Durk, other than Lil Durk like making sure he was straight while he was in prison. This is what I take from it. Now, OTF Jam had multiple bodies on his account or whatever the case may be under his belt. He even says that his initiation into the Black Disciples was him basically popping the dude in the head, right? Now, this is where, because I seen his testimony, and we're going to go over there too, but I want to just put this out there before we even get there, right? This is how I feel. After listening to OTF Jam testimony, and of course he could have been lying or whatever, but it seemed like he was scared to tell Durk no. That's what it seemed like, bro. Because he was worried about the location. He says that he never even loved King Von, and he says that he felt bad that Lil Pop got killed or whatever the case may be. He says that he called Durk and told him, man, why you got me out here in LA doing this drill with dudes that I barely even know type of situation. So he was trying to play on a nigga heart, you know, and I do kind of feel bad for OTF Jam. I know he a rat, but the way he told his story, I'm like, damn, bro, y'all threw that boy to the wolves.
And let me give y'all some more breaking news. Just so y'all know, as soon as this man, Jam, go back in that goddamn cell and sit his ass there and think about all the bullshit he done in his life, you got Bonnie Cuz coming up. That's why y'all see all the blue on. I'm coming here because Cuz is coming up. Yeah. Yep. King Von, fake cousin, daddies grew up together.
So apparently the nickname for Lil Durk is Blood and Vonnie is Cuz. I don't know why they chose to have those two nicknames. It's funny.
Sliming it up, bro. Hey, man, listen, bro. Vonnie is coming in to testify as soon as this sucker-ass Jam is done, man. It's about to be crazy in that courtroom because I told y'all, this is the number one. I don't smoke, cuz. This is the only person that I believe is the scariest freaking cooperator that we have. I never feared Jam. A lot of y'all did. And I told y'all, bro, my only fear was Vonnie because he can connect the transaction.
And to everybody saying that Durk is cooked, man, they said that about NBA Youngboy. He got a presidential pardon. They said black. He got a presidential pardon. I feel like Durk is too valuable to certain companies for them to let him go down. Now, do I feel like he gonna get off scotch-free? Nah, it ain't gonna be scotch-free. They're gonna hit that nigga with a young thug deal. He about to get 25 years on probation. But let's not forget, bro, just because it looked like somebody cooked, it don't necessarily mean they cooked. May I take y'all back to the year 2008 when Lil Boosie got locked up for 6 homicides. And they said that he had a teenage boy do all the killings. We thought Boosie was cooked. I solidly swear I thought Lil Boosie was cooked. But then we fast forward to what? 2014, 15, and Boosie came home. Now, the difference between Marlo Mike and OTF Jam is Marlo Mike decided that he wasn't going to get on the stand. He recanted his statements, right? He recanted it. The crazy part is that OTF Jam is saying that he wasn't offered a deal, time cut, nothing. He said he's just doing this out the goodness of his heart.
He can connect the money. He can connect the cars. He can connect all type of text messages.
Hey, I ain't saying he gonna get pardoned. I doubt that you can get pardoned for the murder for hire. But is it technically a murder for hire if nobody ever talked about payment? There was never no money exchanged. So, hey, is it really a murder for hire? I think they damn near got more evidence on Yella Beezy than they got on Lil Durk.
And all that, but what we are seeing is lack of text messages as well. We're not seeing actual proof that you would think we were supposed to. Maybe the feds is holding it super close to their chest, but out of all the motions that I read, and I read them all the bad shit really didn't came out. So it's really going to be about he say, she say, and what do we prove? Now, once again, the feds could play it close, it could be a horrible day for Durk. Everybody would have to come out and say it's all over. It's all over.
All right. So as y'all already know, there are multiple YouTube journalists that are covering this. You got Seti Nash, you got Trap Lil Ross, and you got Cuff Boys. Which one of these individuals, because we finna figure out we finna go through the whole breakdown, but which one do y'all want to hear? Do y'all want to hear Trap Lil Ross's breakdown and we gonna commentate on his? Do y'all want to hear Seti Nash's breakdown and we gonna commentate on his? Or do y'all want to go to Cuff Boys and we gonna commentate on his? Jump in the comments, let me know, man, before I decide exactly which one of these journalists we're gonna use for their breakdown. Now, I personally would go with Trap Lil Ross because I know he's very, very adamant. And a close second to Trap Lil Ross, I'm definitely going with Seti Nash because Cuff Boys was never in the streets or nothing like that. But hey, man, who y'all want to see the breakdown from? I personally would go with either Trap Lil Ross or Seti Nash equally. But who y'all thinking, man? Because we got to go through this breakdown, man, and we're gonna be here for a while, and we definitely want to be thoroughly entertained. So spam the chat. I need y'all to spam the chat, man. Who we rocking with? Trap Lil Ross? We rocking with Seti Nash? Or are we rocking with Cuff Boys? Spam the chat, man. Spam the chat. But until then, gotta go Trap. He been dropping that content. Oh, we got one for Trap Lil Ross. You see, we got one with Trap. Let's see. It's looking like we're going Trap. See a couple more people say who they want, and then we just gonna begin. Shout out to Trap Lil Ross. That's my guy. That's my guy. So what day was this? 10 hours ago? Okay. All right, we're going Trap. It's decided.
Thing you're going to get to the transcript before the transcripts come out. Okay, shout out to all of the people that be going through the transcripts. I'm hearing the transcripts are popping off. All right, they're coming out in the early hours after the sessions. I'm hitting you with my handwritten notes. I have calluses on my fingers. My thumb is literally swollen. You can't see it, but my thumb is literally swollen. It hurts. I'm in pain. Okay, I'm getting one of those little lumps on the side of this finger. I don't know if you can see it. I'm not trying to swear at you guys. I'm not trying to do GDK either, but I'm literally, bro, I feel like I'm in school again, okay? I'm trying my hardest to write down literally everything that was said, and I'm going to get to it. Now, before I get into it, I want to make it clear, okay, everybody's been hating, saying you're wrong, you be lying, you be infactual. I'm just going to give you the best notes that I could possibly take. Not everything's going to be perfect. Some things are going to be
My bad, y'all. Internet went out. I really think it's just this laptop for real. The laptop, man. I told y'all I'm upgrading the setup. Hey, man, you got to give me a little credit, man. I'm here, man. I'm doing what I do.
Feel the beat, laugh out loud, and dance the night away. Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. You just rock here.
look.
Cronin, what's
I ain't
up
trying to
with
say
you,
I'm no
brother?
minister, no hierarchy or anything like that. But all I'm trying to say is that, from my understanding, it's a free press, and the press is supposed to be in the courtroom for these proceedings, and they're allowed to be. And you know, the public are also being allowed in. And the judge even brought up and said, look, we want to make sure as much of the public in here can get in as possible, as much of the family as possible. He said, I'm going to start changing things. Things are going to be better. So shout out to the courthouse staff. I did miss the first 15 minutes of Brian Steele grilling OTF Jam. So I didn't see the transition from when they handed Jam over from the prosecution to Brian Steele. I would have loved to have heard what he said at the start. I'm going to have to read the transcript for that 10, 15 minutes like everybody else. But I got in there for the second half. Brian Steele was putting belt to ass. But OTF Jam, he was a lot more fierce than our boy YSL Woody. All right. YSL Woody kind of was getting just like all types of these back and forths. And obviously the YSL Rico trial ended up kind of falling apart, arguably because.
Fatty! Hey, man, what's that word, Fatty? Matter of fact, let me make you a mind right now. Hey, man, y'all make sure y'all show love to my brother Fatty, man. He in this bitch here, man. Yeah, East End, stand up, man. Yes, sir. I got my boy Fatty in the building, man. You feel me? As a matter of fact, now that I got, let me know.
Jam continued his testimony from the start of the day on behalf of the prosecution. And where they left it was on a very dramatic note. They left it on an extremely dramatic note where the last thing that Jam basically said was they was outside the hotel. It was like a movie. It was like, you know, at the end of an episode of like a TV series like The Wire or something. It's like they'll end on a big dramatic note and then suddenly it's like, boom, you got to tune in next time. They ended yesterday's testimony. They had caught Quando at the Level Hotel in Los Angeles. They'd seen him outside. They tricked him into coming outside because of the weed man. They're saying Didi literally had Quando in his crosshairs of his gun, said, I could kill you right now. It'd be so easy. But they were saying cops was rolling by every minute and they were like, it's too hot. We shouldn't do it. Now, what was super crazy is they left us on that bombshell, on that cliffhanger, and they continued today, okay? I might just take my last couple of vitamins before I even get into this because I need the energy. I'm trying to get on my health shit. Last thing I need to do is catch a cold and miss a few days of the trial. I'm not going to lie. There was one person in the courtroom that definitely had some sniffles.
They had the sniffles because they was on that powder, bro.
In the comments. But it was crazy. Okay, it was crazy. And don't get me wrong, this is one of those videos where I'm going to give both sides, and it was honestly a balanced day. I would say Durk was getting cooked in the first half, and in the second half, OTF Jam, it was a battle. Brian Steele was cooking him. He was cooking Brian Steele back. But anyway, let's get into it. So Jam continued. They said that night at the Level Hotel, all right, they said that Cuz basically, you know, went with all of the hitters back to their own hotel. They were staying at a hotel that was near Disneyland. Cuz or Didi had basically walked the hitters to their rooms, and apparently they left the guns on the table in the hotel room. When they woke up, all right, it was basically all five of them together in that room. Now, I don't know if it was one big hotel room, a suite. They didn't get into that. I don't know if Durk ain't got the budget for dudes. They're probably on twin rooms. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know, but it didn't sound like they were living the lap of luxury, or obviously. But after that, they basically left the hotel. Jam said he didn't recall if they discussed the previous night having Quando in the crosshairs, but basically they left the hotel and they went to the level to try and catch Quando. And look, I did a bunch of updates earlier on Instagram, on TikTok. Obviously, follow me there if you're not already. I'm sure you already are if you're here. But there's a bunch of things that I couldn't even like. I'm seeing myself on TikTok right now. There are a bunch of things that I couldn't even really like get off my chest quick enough when I was outside the courthouse. Okay, so it was actually quite a lot of stuff that was going on. And let me just check something real quick. All right, my bad. I had to go and eat some food. But anyway, okay, we heard this testimony that they had Quando Rondo in the crosshairs. They then went to his hotel the next morning and they continued to kind of like, you know, just wait outside, wait next to his Escalade.
All right, so look, you know what's so crazy is the general populace, the consensus, right, is that not consensus. Everybody felt like Brick Baby did this shit. Everybody felt like Brick Baby was the one that gave the drop on Quando. I even felt that way. I ain't even gonna lie. I felt like Brick Baby in the Rolling 60s gave up the drop on Quando Rondo. But do y'all know who really gave the drop up, bro? This shit is crazy. Nigga, India Love is the one who sat up there, you understand me, and was about to backdoor Quando Rondo the first time. India Love gave that boy address up, man. All you niggas out there, DDG, you need to leave her alone, brother.
They were talking about how they kind of changed cars a bunch of times. They're saying that Vonnie came back with the BMW. They all went to the Level Hotel. Jam was in the Infinity with Boogie, Flockett, and Lindsay. Dee was in the BMW with Vonnie. Jam identified the BMW outside the Level Hotel from footage. So that's the car from the footage they showed him. And they said if it wasn't so busy, they'd have shot him outside the Level in the morning. But it was busy. They said it was a lot of people walking around. They'd already decided, yes, he said, remember who said what, but just generally the consensus among the group was that it was too crowded and that they couldn't have that conversation, so that they couldn't commit that murder. That was a conversation, but he didn't know who said what. So they followed Quando's Escalade after this to the Lick Hotel.
No, bro. The reason why King Von is dead is because he wanted to be a bully. Quando Rondo didn't go out there looking for no trouble, bro. So you don't allow the internet to get you to do this shit, bro. Slide for Von. You know Von was dead ass wrong when he ran up on Quando Rondo any damn way. See, that's what's wrong with you Chicago niggas, bro. You niggas think just because you a killer in Chicago that it cover the rest of the United States. No, sir. Do your homework on Chicago. Don't give a damn about y'all killing each other. They don't. And that's the reason why y'all are able to get away with bodies, right? I'm pretty sure if the rest of America operated like Chicago's law enforcement, then the murder rate would be high everywhere. See, y'all be getting this false sense of gangsterism because you pulled the trigger. And now here it is. Make it make sense. King Von, you known for smoking niggas, right? Why would you go out of town and try to fight a nigga? What makes you think we finna fight, homie? Right? You known for laying that fire on niggas. And now y'all want to knock off Quando Rondo because his people stepped up and did for him what y'all people won't do for y'all? Man, one thing about it, if I get killed in the wrong, I don't want none of my homies to slide, bro. I was dead ass wrong. Hopefully I can write that out in blood. Do not slide. I was wrong. King Von was 100% in the wrong when he ran up on Quando Rondo, bro. He was wrong. Right? Y'all should have just took that on the chin. But instead, you let niggas like Tekashi 6ix9ine troll you. You let the YouTube and Instagram and TikTok comment sections troll you. You know? So it's like, bro, you got to take that L, man. Yeah, do not slide. If I get smoked and I was on bullshit, put it like this, bro. If I go to Chicago and swing on a nigga, and them niggas up pole and blow me down, hey, man, save your bullets, save your car, save all that shit. You said it was over a girl, but it wasn't Quando Rondo situation, though. King Von was messing around with NBA Youngboy's baby mama, Jania, and him and NBA Youngboy had a back and forth on the internet. Quando Rondo ain't got shit to do with that, bro. Quando Rondo was just chilling. And if you watch that Breakfast Club interview that he did with Angela Yee, Quando Rondo said he was trying to shake King Von's hand, bro. He went in to shake his hand. He wasn't even thinking about no fighting shit. When he went in to shake his hand, King Von took off, threw them hands on him. You on the DB, man? And next thing you know, R.I.P. They say King Von, while he was bleeding out on his last breath, he looked at OTF DD. Now he looked at OTF Vonnie. Why you let him shoot me? Why you let him shoot me is what he said. Why you let him shoot me? The real question, the real thing you should have said is, why you let me run up on them niggas? See, y'all Chicago niggas think that y'all the only tough niggas in the world, bro. Y'all think y'all the only ones catching body. Y'all think y'all the only ones doing this and that. But you learn quickly that, nigga, y'all ain't the only ones, bro. It took for a Savannah, Georgia nigga to end y'all boogeyman. Lil Tim ain't known for having 10, 11, 12, 13 bodies, but he caught the right one. And now y'all mad at him. Now y'all want to send people out there to shoot up Quando Rondo. He ain't did nothing but keep it solid. He ain't did shit but keep it solid, bro.
Dispensary. They said that they noticed Quando's truck outside. They noticed that it pulled inside, and Jam even said, I knew that it was there. I remember that. They showed him a surveillance image and said, I remember there was.
No, brother. See, that's where you wrong at. You said in King Von's last words, Vonnie shouldn't be snitching. He should be sliding until it's done. No. OTF Vonnie wasn't like that. They say OTF Vonnie was the OTF accountant and that he was real good with money. No, what should have happened is y'all should have stopped y'all tough-ass homeboy from walking across the street in Georgia. Nigga, you not in Illinois. You are in Atlanta, Georgia, trying to play bully. And what happened, nigga? You swung on somebody and they aired your ass out. And now here it is today. Y'all didn't want to take that L. Y'all didn't want to take the belt. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Chief Keef got to be one of the smartest niggas from y'all section. Because look at how it all fell down. Even your own homeboys is snitching on you, bro. The ones that you sent to do the shit, they snitching. So was it really worth it? I think you should have just dealt with the trolling and moved on, Lil Durk. That's what you should have did, bro. Quando got the bad end all the way around in the situation as far as it started. Nah, for real, bro. Like NBA Youngboy need to give Quando Rondo another $1 million, man, for what he done had to go through behind this shit. And NBA Youngboy hiding his hand. That's I feel about NBA Youngboy the same way I feel about Lil Durk. Man, you little niggas ain't never got in the field and did nothing, but got the nerve to be dropping bags on people's heads. And then when shit hit the fan, you don't want to take it like a gangster. You heard me? Since when did since when has killers, thugs, and gangsters been scared to go to prison? I always told myself, if I ever go on one and smoke me a nigga and the police know I did it, hey, that's just something I got to live with, bro. I'm going to wake up every day in that penitentiary knowing that dude ain't never waking up again. And that's good with me. I'm okay with that. But see, you niggas like to slide and drop bags on niggas' heads. And then when they come down to do that jail time, you don't want to do that jail time. You don't want to do that jail time. Lil Durk, you dumb as hell for having OTF Jam, a nigga who just got through doing 14 years in jail. He done already caught 2 bodies before. He thinking he coming home to a new life. I'm pretty sure OTF Jam wasn't in prison for 14 years saying, I'm going to slide on a nigga when I get out. Oh, I'm going to slide on them niggas to kill Von. No. He thinking he finna get out to a better situation, and here it is, Durk done booked this nigga a flight. He don't even know where he going. Hey, man, get on the plane. Huh? Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you about it when we get to L.A. What? We get to L.A., this nigga talking about some, yeah, man, I flew you out here so I can have you kill Quando Rondo. Bro, I just did 14 years in prison. See, niggas don't be smart. Lil Durk ain't never did no time. Because you would have known automatically. Do not put a nigga.
There was a truck. It's like, looks like a Hellcat Durango or something, like a Dodge with a stripe down the middle of it, like a double stripe over the top of it. And he said, I remembered that stripe truck. He said, I thought Quando's car was closer to the exit. And then they showed him another video from the surveillance where the car was closer to the exit. And he was like, yeah, that's how I remembered it. So basically, they said they considered killing Quando in front of the dispensary. They basically showed the footage or the still images of the Infinity, the slider car kind of circling around. And basically, Jam said, yeah, that was us sliding around. That was us circling the block.
Now watch this. This is all Lil Durk had to do, I promise you. In California, you cannot sentence the youth to life in prison. That's the reason why Buddy who pop smoke, he walking around free right now from the Hoovers. Durk, this is what you should have did, bro. You dumb. Instead of importing your own killers, them same niggas y'all was in contact with from over there, y'all should have hit them up like, hey, y'all got some little homies around there, 15 and under, that want to make $100,000, $200,000, 15 and under. Now, if you would have had them little 15 and under young niggas from California do the hit, they wouldn't have told on you, bro. Because them young niggas, if they would have got caught, they gonna get out when they 18 anyway. Why would you even involve other people? It just don't make sense to me, bro. Why out of all places would you wait till this nigga get to LA? Y'all are rappers, bro. He gonna be in a different city. Why would you do this in LA, bro? That was just the dumbest shit you could have did. That was dumb, bro. Oh no, wasn't it LA? Yeah, why would you do this in LA? Why would you do this in LA, bro? Then you got your niggas going to the In-N-Out Burger all on camera and shit, eating animal fries. Said, get YB to smoke that food. Yeah, get YB to do his own. Let YB do his own business, bro. Moving with emotion rather than thought. Yeah, bro, you moving because you got all of these people saying slide for Von, slide for Von, slide for Von, slide for Von. Nigga, slide for your brother. Didn't D-Thing get killed too? I didn't see, you know what I'm saying? Slide for bro. It's too much of a paper trail and logistics too important. Exactly, bro. Like a wise man would have just let it go. He would have just let it go. People be done. I don't even have as much to lose as Lil Durk, bro. As y'all already know, last year I got shot. The only reason why I didn't kill that fuck nigga for shooting me, bro. Damn, I'm starting cursing. It's because I felt like I had shit to lose for the first time in my life. For the first time in my life, I actually had some purpose and some shit to live for outside of my kids, right? And that was my YouTube channel. So I rationalized. Do you want to go spend the prison for the rest of your life in prison because of some shit you caused? Or do you want to kill him with success? Now, don't get me wrong. If this don't end up being successful, I'm gonna take the first option, nigga. Ain't no statute of limitation on get back, bro. Why would YB do anything? Von should have kept his hands to himself. None of this would have happened. Facts. King Von should have kept his hands to himself. But that's just how God worked, bro. That's how God worked. Have y'all noticed that everybody, all the rappers who diss the dead are either dead or about to be locked up for murder? Every rapper that diss the dead are dead, they're about to die, or they're locked up for the rest of their life for murder. And it's a reason why all of this shit get televised, bro. It's a reason why God allowed King Von to get smoked on camera. Right? They talk about the raptors. When the raptors come, they say that people just gonna start disappearing. Right? These rap nigga be disappearing, man. You know? Cause King Von could have let FBG Duck live, bro. All of this shit is because FBG Duck, FBG Butter, and them niggas got on the bus and whooped King Von's ass. Whooped his ass. King Von, after getting his ass whooped, said, everybody who touched me gonna drop. Everybody. So this is the reason why King Von was hell-bent on smoking FBG Duck. Right? And the good Lord, mind y'all, FBG Duck was pushing positivity until King Von came out. You feel me? FBG Duck had that song, Chicago Legends. Then what? Dead bitches. God was trying to give FBG Duck a chance. He was like, you know what? I took your brothers. I took all of your siblings. I'm going to give you a chance, bro. That nigga allowed King Von to provoke him. He made dead bitches, and then he got his ass killed for the whole world to see. Everybody had to see FBG Duck die, man. Yeah, FBG Duck was the only real one, for sure. Once FBG Duck died, I could have told y'all the King Von was going to die. That's just how this shit work, bro. That's just how this shit work. It really be a test from God when you about to do that there. It really do. Especially, look, man, I ain't even gonna go too deep into it. Nah, it really do be a test from God, though, bro. But notice how, just think about it, bro. Ever since Chief Keef came out, notice how every rapper that got smoked, we all seen a video of it. Chief Keef's cousin, Cap. Remember when Cap got killed and they was clapping? We seen it on video. Mo 3, he was dissing the dead. We seen him die on video, right? Draco the Ruler, he was dissing the dead. He's never coming back, and that's that. I'm going to put him on the hashtag. This is where Mr. Mosley claps back, and I'm a big Draco fan. But he died on camera. You see where I'm going with this shit? Get Money Lil Ronnie. Go Yayo was dissing the dead. And Get Money Lil Ronnie died on camera. I'm just saying. Sauce Walker, he tried to diss the dead one time, and God popped his ass. Let me not say it was God, but he got his ass popped. God said, hey, it could have been you. Every rapper who done dissed the dead, Bloodhound Lil Jeff, was on a drill for the last moments of his life. This nigga didn't do nothing but diss the dead. He got smoked on camera. It's a reason why God is allowing us to see all of these rappers get smoked on camera. Tupac and Biggie didn't get smoked on camera. All of the rappers that you can think of that have been smoked in the past 10 years, what happened? They got their ass smoked on camera.
Block. He said that Jam and Lindsay got in the BMW with DD and Cuz as well as CVL Shorty. They basically
You got rear-ended? Beautiful. First thing I do is call it a minor accident. So you stop thinking serious claim and start thinking sore neck.
Hang on a sec. Yeah, they basically said that they was CVL Shorty or Lindsay was apparently going to go in the dispensary to see if Quando and them were there. They were all in the cars discussing the plan. It sounded like they were on kind of a FaceTime communicating between the cars. They basically sent Lindsay in to do the reconnaissance. He apparently went in. He said that he saw that Quando was in the building in the back. He said, I could see them, but there was armed security there. They said they asked if anyone...
Quando Rondo and Lil Tim, they rapped about King Von. They was mocking the dead. The good Lord don't like it when you mock the dead. And Lil Pab, he died on camera for the world to see.
Anyone heard from Durk around this time? And actually, interestingly enough, Jam said, I don't know nothing. Don't know, can't say if anyone else heard from Durk. He didn't hear from Durk, so there wasn't communication with Durk during that period of time, apparently. He said that they was in the car for a while. They was sat there in the heat with hoodies on, and he said that they looked mad suspicious. Everyone in the car was like, we looking mad suspicious. So they had second thoughts about doing it at Litco too, and they ended up parking at another spot. They said they ended up in what they described as like a church school parking lot. I don't know if it was a church or a school or a church school.
My boy Spyro said, also, why wasn't Durk feeding his shooters? like you're rich as fuck, break them off some bread. If he has any more shooters that haven't said anything, he better pay them quick. I think Von, not Von, but Durk not paying the shooters might work in his favor, bro. Because to say you got a murder for hire, you would have had to get paid or been talking about how much you're gonna get paid. I think that was strategic on his part. I think he was trying to crash OTF Jam out because he already knew he was a rat type situation.
Well, I don't know, but definitely, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe that would have been a good time for Jesus to step in and maybe give him a change of heart. But it said that they got out of the car and they all spoke. And apparently they were all talking about this situation. And Jam, I don't know if he was saying he said this or this was what other people said, but the conversation. But he basically said, like, this shit didn't feel right. We were scrambling. But this isn't going to go wrong. He had a bad feeling about everything. Jam said that he said to the CVL, Shorty, Flocker, and Boogie, he said, this don't feel right.
If I got a bad feeling about putting $20 in the slot machine, I'm not going to gamble. Let alone a murder. You mean to tell me y'all? Let me just continue.
He said, like, police interference is going on, that we're going to get caught if we do this here. There's too many cops around. This just ain't going to work. So Jam apparently texted Didi at this point and said, man, bro, Flocker and them are scared. They too jittery. I don't think we should do it with them. And he basically said, I tried to call it off. All right. He was hoping that Didi would call it off. He said, I know they really want to do it. And Didi calling it off is one thing, but Jam is another. He basically said that he felt like the only person that could call this off was Didi. He said that Didi had a stronger relationship with Durk than him. Didi was the only person that could pull the brakes on this situation. He said he felt Didi and Durk was close and shit. He thought that Durk obviously would feel a type of way, but he knew that he wasn't comfortable being the one calling it off. He was too low in the hierarchy on this.
Bro. We can come up with every reason and excuse for why Durk got caught, but it's called karma. No matter whether you believe in the law of attraction or not, the law of attraction is a real thing. The universe operates way more majestically than people think. It don't matter what Lil Durk did. The fact that he got blessed, okay, to get his family out the hood, to see higher heights. He done probably been to Paris, Turks and Caicos, Dubai, all of these wonderful, beautiful places in the world. And he still had his head focused on knocking niggas off. I get it. Your brother got smoked. Your cousin got smoked. Your road manager got smoked. 2 or 3 of your best friends got smoked. You know what you should have did when all of that was happening? You should have did what Chief Keef did. Got away and stayed away. When Cap died and they was clapping, wake up, Cap, wake up. That's when Chief Keef decided he was never going back to Chicago. When his cousin Blood Money, he decided he's not going back. You ended up making it out and being more successful musically than Chief Keef. So you can only blame yourself for being in the situation you in, bro. And don't try to pray to Allah now. Nigga, pray to Von. That's who you pray to, nigga. Pray to King Von. You niggas need to start praying to King Von. Stop trying to put God in the shit whenever you get caught up and get in trouble. No, nigga, that ain't how this shit work. Nigga, pray to King Von, nigga. He got you in this shit. He can get you out of it.
In this situation, and Durk was too thirsty for the hit to put his hand up and say, I don't want this to happen. He said, I felt it was dangerous to stop. If I stopped the killing, it would lead them to kill me. He said, they flew me to LA. I didn't even know how to book a flight. He said, these people were my way out, my way around. I didn't know what was going on. He said he felt like that Durk wouldn't have Didi killed if Didi called it off. He said Didi and Durk were more like brothers. They had a different type of He said that he told Didi, he said, these guys ain't ready. He said numerous times, I tried to call it off. And apparently Didi didn't even reply to Jam. He said that they then got a call that Quando was apparently leaving the dispensary. They were supposed to get back on top of them. But for a brief period of time, the BMW lost Quando Rondo and both cars actually scrambled. But it seemed like they kind of eventually found them. The BMW sent Flocker their location. Jam kind of described, dropping a pin, sharing where they were at. and then they kind of met back up again and continued. Now, Jam.
And I'm tired of fans being so optimistic. Now I know the title to this video is Lil Durk will beat these charges, and OTF Jam is worse than Tekashi 6ix9ine, and that's a fact. That's a fact. OTF Jam is a worse scumbag than Tekashi 6ix9ine. It seemed like with all these rappers snitching and all the shit, it seemed like Tekashi 6ix9ine, what he did was light compared to what you rap niggas been doing these days. It's real light, bro. It's real light. Now, one thing for sure and two things for certain. Lil Durk daddy just got out from what? Doing like 20 years he had life, if I'm not mistaken. What type of daddy don't sit down with their son and talk to their son before they get in this situation? You niggas was so quick to convert this nigga to Islam. That's why you niggas should have been Christian. I'm not a Christian either, right? I'm not. Shout out to the Nation of Islam. But I think y'all rap niggas need Christ. Allah ain't doing it for y'all. Y'all niggas still killing shit with Allah, man. You know, y'all might have to go back into the Western civilization, slavery, white Jesus. Grandmama them didn't act like this. You niggas done got possessed by the spirit of Louis Farrakhan. Shout out to the minister, man. But I'm just saying, I feel like all of you niggas that converted to Islam in Chicago, y'all niggas should have just been Christian, because the Islamic shit, like, it didn't stop you niggas from doing nothing, right? When you first convert over to Christianity and you get baptized and you rip your shirt, you say, God, I'm sorry, Lord, I can't live without you, Lord. The first thing you don't think about smoking Lil Pab after you just left church. You niggas be leaving Juma and killing shit.
Jam identified pictures of Quando's Escalade with the Infinity right next to it. And Jam said, we pulled up right next to the truck 6-7 times. All right. He said they discussed shooting the vehicle in traffic, doing a drive-by, but they said drive-bys don't always hit people. They wanted to be certain that Quando was actually there getting hit. They said they had a discussion in the car about doing a drive-by, and the two cars were on the phone with each other. Probably FaceTime, but we don't know. He said they all then went to the vape store. They were then back in traffic when Quando Rondo got to the vape store. They eventually tracked him down there, and they discussed committing the murder in the vape store. I love the vape store. The vape store in Melrose, no. All right? I can't believe that. It's insane.
What?
So Didi said,
you niggas was about to smoke Buddy at the vape store on Melrose next to an awful lot of cough syrup? Dumb, bro. And that's why I say, you Chicago niggas think the rest of the United States is like Chicago, and it's not. They allow y'all to get away with bodies out there. They not allowing you to get away with that shit in LA, brother. I'm just gonna be real. So crazy, bro. That's a good point, though. Not the Christians are any better, but they be bullshit too. Yeah, for sure. The Christians be bullshit. Do y'all remember when Quando Rondo converted to Islam, and one of the brothers was telling them, like, hey, man, you know, whatever it is you got with Lil Durk them, because now they Islamic, y'all got to drop it. I was under the impression that a Muslim couldn't hurt another Muslim. That's how I know you niggas not real Muslims, bro. All you Chicago niggas, y'all niggas done made it a trend to be Muslim. I can't even convert to Islam because it looked too trendy right now, right? Even if it hit my soul and spirit, I wouldn't even convert to Islam. Y'all niggas worse than the niggas that did 9/11. Facts. I solidly swear, you Chicago Muslims are worse than Osama bin Laden. Y'all worse than Osama bin Laden, nigga. Y'all worse.
Said, yo, y'all could just run in there and get them. And somebody said, well, what if they got a security door? We could end up being locked in there. Maybe someone could hold the door. They talked about that. They said the owners ain't just going to buzz them out if they run in there and shoot everyone up. And there were other people. There were other civilians in the vape store. So they basically said that they didn't feel comfortable hitting them at the vape store too. Thank God. Like, bruh, that would have been awful. Horrible. I've been in that store. It's full giant, all glass at the front. Not that many shelves. And it's a very small store. That's crazy. They
worse than Osama, brother. They worse than Osama. Why you say that, Cliff? Hold on. I'm going to tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why these niggas worse than Osama bin Laden. When Chief Keef come out? 2013. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna show you why. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna tell you why. So, from the time Chief Keef started rapping to today, there has been 16,000 homicides in Chicago. Let me check how many people lost their life in 9/11. Let me see. $2,977 people died at 9/11. Since the year 2013, these niggas done smoked 60,000 people. You niggas worse than the Taliban.
They said that they then followed them to the gas station. Didn't remember the route, but basically followed them to the gas station. And Jam said something really interesting. He said, I didn't even know what the Beverly Center was until his attorney told him about it. They didn't know they was doing this hit outside one of the busiest, most prestigious shopping districts in California. I went to the Beverly Center the other day to buy some shoes. And I went there and I was thinking, I could not believe someone did a hit here. It was corporate as fuck. I went to the Prada store. I'm thinking, you doing a hit outside this? I've driven by the gas station where this tragedy happened. Ooh, that's my alarm going off. I was startled then. I've driven past the gas station where this happened many, many times. And I've always found that it really just it's just bait as hell. In the still images that they showed of the crime scene, you can see the Beverly Center's big lit up logo. It is a giant shopping mall in one of the most upmarket places in the entire world. We're talking Beverly Hills. This isn't like, oh, it was a nice shopping district, the Gold Coast in Chicago. You've got really nice shopping districts in a city, and then you've got some of the nicest shopping districts in the world. Beverly Hills is up there above London, Harrods, like the most exclusive, swanky place that you could imagine in the entire world. I'm thinking places like Dubai, I don't know, Singapore, probably bro, this is Beverly Hills. The most bait place you could have done this. But Jam said, I didn't even know what the Beverly Center was. Okay, that blew my mind.
That's crazy.
Until his attorney told him about it. So they showed pictures of him at the gas station. He said that he saw a tall, dark-skinned dude.
That's crazy. These niggas, hey man, he didn't even know where he was at. OTF Jam never even been out to California. The first thing he do out there is doing a drill. In Iran, they got a city named Tehran, which is one of their most dangerous cities. This year, with all of the military drone strikes and them fighting Israel and shit, being on the world news, they got 900 homicides. Chicago don't got no airstrike units. They don't got no Black Hawks, none of that shit. 300 homicides, and it's only August. You Muslim niggas in Chicago is worse than Osama bin Laden.
Basically, and like, I don't know if he was saying that was the driver, or if it was Pab or what, but he was just basically saying that he'd seen someone, and he said that amongst the group, it was decided then and there that that's when they were going to do the murder. They knew the BMW wasn't there. It was kind of hiding away. They were in touch via phone, and all the folks in the slider decided now is the time. Jam said, we just came up with the decision. This is the place. This is the time. Let's do it. And they replayed the murder footage from all four angles. And Pab literally, excuse me.
Yeah, it was 100. It was 100 shootings on the 4th of July. But you know niggas ain't got no aim. Them niggas shooting them damn buttons. That shit ain't hitting nothing but the back wall. It was 100 shootings on 4th of July, but it wasn't 100 deaths.
Jam gave his reaction to the murder, and I just want to say rest in peace to little Pab. Savia Robinson didn't deserve this, and I think the Free Durk fans were much more respectful today. I think because
hey man, rest in peace to Lil Pab. Nobody deserves death. But you know what you signed up for, nigga. You know what you signed up for. And they say Lil Pab was trolling King Von on his Facebook page. Trolling King Von. I told y'all, when you talk about the dead and you're in the public light, God is damn near going to make sure your death is televised. We're going to see it. We're going to see it. Hey, we got to send a prayer up for Bloodhound Q50. Lord, can you please make sure the Bloodhound Q50 just end up in prison? We don't want to see little Bloodhound Q50 laid out in the middle of the street, brains blown all out because he like to disrespect the dead. And he said he got 8 bodies, Lord. He said he got 8 of them. He got 7 more bodies than Moses. Lord, could you please, because I already know you're finna make an example out of them. Lord, when you do decide to make an example out of him, Lord, just send him to prison like little Durk. Lord, don't have his brain bust out for the whole world to see. My stomach can't stomach that no more. And he said, don't pray for demons, man.
Because Durk had a better day in court than yesterday, but I'm finding it so frustrating that people are talking about this case like there's no evidence, there ain't nothing on Durk. No, they're talking like Lil Pab doesn't even exist. Lil Durk is not the most important in that courtroom. Lil Pab and his family, in my opinion, are the most important people in that courtroom. And
600 Breezy, I seen that.
If you're running your own business,
Seen that.
you need Symphony.
this wasn't a random made-up Rico. This is a real young man who had his whole life ahead of him. He deserves so much more. He had a whole future ahead of him. And it was wrong.
That nigga future wasn't bright, Trey. I get it that you got to sit up here and say this shit for dramatic effect. But that nigga did not have a bright future. Do y'all remember when Bloodhound Q50 did an interview with DJU and DJU said something and not Bloodhound Q50, Lil Jeff. And Lil Jeff was like, what, you don't think I got a bright future? No. No, I don't. I don't think you got a bright future. I think you got a very near future that's about to end soon, but a bright future, not. So you sitting up here saying that Lil Pab, oh, he has so much life left in him and he could have did. We can say that about every dead nigga. We can say that about every dead nigga, bro. Oh, my God, he was such an angel. Oh, Lord, he ain't do nothing wrong, God. He ain't do nothing wrong. Last time I checked, Lil Pab was dissing King Von when he died, right? They was sitting up there trying to hit Quando Rondo, and they end up killing Lil Pab. I know innocent. I know innocent.
Wrong what happened, okay? I was speaking to like a Lil Durk fan that was sat next to me, a respectful guy, and he was basically saying, he's a Muslim guy, and he was basically saying, look, inshallah, Durk beats this case. And I couldn't help myself, man. I said, well, you a big...
Man, look at here, man. All that inshallah, assalamu alaikum, salami, eggs, and bacon, all that shit don't matter, man. All that shit don't matter. I'm going to tell you, too. Do your homework on it. Watch this here. And by the way, I am not a Christian. I am not, well, we are the original Jew, but I am not Jewish. And I am not a Muslim. But I know how to do mathematics, right? And the math be getting the math. Do your homework on Boosie, locked up, same shit as Lil Durk. 6 bodies, 1 hitman, Marlo Mike. Boosie is a Christian. God delivered Boosie from so many situations, sickle cell, kidney cancer, the death penalty, right? So there is evidence that tapping in with Yahweh is more reliable than tapping in with Muhammad. Muhammad got you niggas in there talking about some inshallah, inshallah, inshallah. And Durk might come home, inshallah. Boy, let me tell you the power of God. And I ain't saying that there's a difference. I believe God and Allah are the same person. But I'm just saying. Boy, Webby was out here saying Boosie gonna be free. God gonna bring him home. Boosie, God gonna bring me home. Yeah. I ain't saying Boosie ain't a demon. All I'm saying is it don't matter how bad Boosie is. Y'all can't tell me Boosie ain't a man of God. Boosie love him some God, boy. Whenever they ask Boosie how he got to where he got to, he break it down. Man, God got me here. When Boosie came home, he got a holy Bible chain and a statue of a golden Jesus. We ain't gonna say no other color but golden. Big ass statue. 6 bodies. Lil Durk, your ass convert to the Nation of Islam, and Muhammad can't get you out.
The big Durk fan, he said, yeah. I said, you know, I wasn't being disrespectful, but I just said, you know, what do you think of the victim? And he said, oh, you know, it's a cold world. And I just was irritated by that. I thought I was disrespectful. He only said that to me, but I was just a bit irritated by that. And I said, don't you think what is alleged to have been done in this case is haram? And he kind of like...
That nigga Boosie have wore that chain. He dipped it rose gold. He dipped that Bible rose gold. And he dipped that Jesus piece rose gold. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. I ain't, and let me stop. I'm not a Muslim. I'm not a Christian, and I'm not dissing Christianity or Islam. But the only nigga I seen Islam get out of trouble is Malcolm X. Nigga, that was like 60 years ago. NBA YoungBoy, he joined the Church of Latter-day Saints. He was supposed to be doing 15 years in prison. NBA YoungBoy sent that prayer up to God. God heard that sincerity in his heart, and he got him off the hook. Quando Rondo, you need to leave that Islam shit alone. Let me stop, because do what you do. Do whatever you want to do. But I'm just saying, man. The only that nigga Rollo damn near had to snitch on a nigga to come home, man. Boosie ain't had to tell on nobody, man. God let him out.
He kind of was a bit flustered by that. I don't think he'd even thought that far, but he was kind of like, yeah, I guess. All right. And I don't know if that was a teachable moment, but I feel like I maybe had a little bit of an impact on this young man. Just like, you know, inshallah, you know, we're fellow Muslims, but it's just kind of like, bro, I don't know what religion Lil Pab was. I know Quando's a Muslim, and
you're one sentence away from launching your website with Base 44. Since the beginning of the internet, there's never been such a fun, fast, and intelligent way to launch online. Landing pages, content hubs, e-commerce sites, you describe it.
I really think those Chicago niggas don't have a concept of life or death. These niggas think they can reset like Grand Theft Auto. Because if you were aware that this isn't the end, there is an afterlife. And I'm not saying heaven and all that old shit, but I can tell you for a solid fact that there 100% is an afterlife, right? Now, I believe in reincarnation. I believe that if you get your ass smoked like Lil Pab, if you get your ass smoked like King Von or Draco the Ruler, no disrespect, then you reincarnate again because you didn't learn your lesson here on Earth School. You didn't enlighten yourself to the fourth, damn near fifth dimension. So you're gonna end up back here. You're gonna have to learn your lesson again. I feel like when you die, before coming to a sense of enlightenment or even peace with death, knowing that, hey man, this is something that's inevitably gonna happen to me, so I'm gonna live my life trying my best to be the best version of myself. If that person ends up dying, I don't think he reincarnates. I think he transcends. But niggas like King Von, oh yeah. That nigga reincarnated the very same day. Look, King Von somewhere right now in somebody daycare acting a goddamn ass, man. Acting an ass, man.
I said to the kid, I said to the guy, he was young. I said, will you respect the verdict in this case? And he said, I will respect the verdict in this case. And I think that's the most important thing. And I think when we get to the verdict, I think either a lot of people are going to have to just stop talking or they're going to have to accept the facts. And right now, there's been a lot of facts. There's been a lot of fiction. There's been a lot of interrogation. People think I have this thing against Durk. I've got all kind of people calling out the woodwork talking about you hate